Alright, just want to show you guys my setup real quick. Originally I had a 10-inch subwoofer in the back and it was taking up a bunch of space in the cargo area, so I got rid of it, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, so finally did. I got these speakers for 20 bucks and I got this amplifier, this JBL amp, for 20 bucks. So and that RCA cable was like 7 bucks at Walmart, so threw it together. So I plugged the RCAs up in the Pioneer. They run down, coil underneath this little cubby right here, right next to the cup holders, and then just run down right here. As far as the wiring goes, the power cable runs through the hole, comes out another hole underneath this little platform I made, and the fuse sits underneath, hidden out of the way. Then the wire goes back into another hole I cut, and then it comes up and over to that side kick panel and runs up to the battery. The remote wire just kind of runs in, up and over to just down underneath the carpet, up and over to the stereo. The ground obviously is going to seat belt, or the bolt for the seat, and then the speaker wire cables run in underneath these kick panels and back. So one of them comes up under the carpet to this side, one of them goes under the carpet under the seats to the other side. So as far as the cargo area goes, I'm not sure I really like this setup here, but this is what we're working with. It's still kind of taking up a lot of room. I might bracket them and mount them up in the windows or in the corners here, but for now this is what we're sitting at. So alright, so the idea here is I have my bed system that I created here for this cargo area where when I go camping and stuff, and the little cargo hooks, tie down hooks in the back is where it mounts to with the turnbuckles. I have another video on that. And so the idea is the bed actually sits higher than the wheel wells, and if you look, these speakers sit lower than the wheel wells. So they're actually sitting on top of the tie down hooks though, so I left a little bit of speaker wire underneath there, so that way I can slide these forward when I put the seats down. So I just got to drop the seats, slide the speakers forward, and then the bed will come right over the top, tie down there, tie down here, everything's good to go. And then I can still run those Tupperware cargo little storage bins with the wheels on them underneath, and then everything's good to go. But so yeah, I just wanted to show how my setup was for some bass and a little bit of extra bass. But this little platform thing I just made out of some really thin plywood, and what I did was I just took a piece of cardboard and I shoved it into the corner there and kind of like bent the edges and traced it out, and then I cut on the cardboard how I wanted it, and then from there I just traced the cardboard straight onto a piece of wood, drilled the holes where I wanted to mount, so that way this sits flat, because it dips down. There's like an indent underneath here. And then also what I did is I put a piece of 2x4 in there. So I measured how far that divot goes down, that little dip goes down, and then screwed the 2x4 in from the top. That way the weight of this won't push down on it. It actually stays flush and flat and doesn't wobble around and stuff. And then I just took some spray paint, painted it black, so it's a little bit more discreet, not just like a piece of wood hanging out. So that's pretty much it. So all the wires are just really well hidden. When the seat's on, it's really discreet. I already kind of mounted it up and tested it, but I had to adjust it. So the downfall here was I didn't adjust it and test it before I put the seat on, and the adjusting is right here for the sound and the bass. And yeah, so I had to pull the seat back out to adjust it, but that's pretty much just my setup. I just kind of wanted to show how I did it and where I ran the wires and stuff like that, to give anybody else an idea on what they might want to do. So there it is. Hope you dig it.